Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom.
What is up? Thank God it's Friday. It is Friday. Philin with me, Phil. I am staying bored this Friday. Halfway through June, which is crazy. This is my second week off of school, which is also wild. I feel like I'm going to blink twice and I'll be back in the classroom in August, but I'm enjoying the time. Definitely playing dad duty much more. What's up, Hold? Thanks for being here, Justin, and everybody else tuning in. Son's taking swim lessons. That's the first thing I'll talk about. What's up, Jay Dunk? Thanks for being here. And swim lessons, man, it is crazy how fast kids learn. Honestly, it's crazy. And, I forgot, because obviously when I was taking swimming, it was probably at the same time. And so it's pretty exciting to have him doing that and getting prepared to go to kindergarten next fall. It's wild. It's crazy. Everything's good, though. Let's see. A lot on my mind today, and I'm going to kind of go through a number of things. If you got thoughts as well, of course, jump in. Hit me in the comments. Our plant section is looking mighty fine. I also, if you see in the background over my shoulder, I've got the CryptoPunks. Man, that piece I've got to put up on that wall right there, actually, right to the left of that window or to the right, depending on how you're looking at me, I guess. I got to hang that. I meant to hang it today. It'll happen tomorrow. Also, side note, it is Friday fill-in. Yo, shopping for new cars is expensive. They're freaking expensive. Holy smokes. Looking for a more larger size SUV for the fam because we are welcoming number 3 to the Fabaka clan at the end of August. And so we're looking for a larger vehicle, and it's not cheap. So first things first, the big news, or the big thing that's on my mind, is Thank Ape. New cars for real, other guy. It's crazy. Thank Ape. Shout out to them, the entire team over there, the Thrive Protocol. They've been doing awesome things through Apecoin for a really long time. And man, they have had done a season. I think they're on season 6. I'll double check here in a second. Basically, it was focused for MBAs. If you don't know what an MBA is, it's made by Ape program. It could be a business of any kind, and you could apply for one of the 30 grants that were approximately, I think it's 20,000 Apecoin is what you're up to that amount. And so, and we applied for Board Media Group as well, and we're still waiting to hear if we're fortunate enough to get one of those. But they announced their first 10. These were the 10 that are they called them their guinea pigs, which I found kind of funny. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. So again, this is Thank Ape, Back to the Future of Apecoin. A big post. If you're not following them, you should. It's at Thank Ape. We are extremely excited to announce the first group of built by Apecoin businesses. And basically, these groups will be eligible to begin stage 1 of the program. And again, this is only the first group, and that will be rolling out another batch of these participants soon. So let's go ahead and get through it. Ape Beverages. If you have not seen them by now, you must have been living under a rock. They've been around for a really long time. Man, they've been having Ape Water at all kinds of events. I remember seeing it at Fuck It Friday, the event before Fuck It Saturday in Miami. And so they are one of the first 10. Next up, we got Marav. Oh, and the Bored Ape Not Club. They've been doing this for so long, creating hand-drawn ape derivatives customized to represent the current thing. They go through those all the time. They always have something new for you. And it's funny because Marav said this is actually supposed to have an ape coin. Like, it's the one that's twirling the ape coin in its hand. So it's funny that it actually just is. It's just holding. Well, it's stoned, so maybe it's just lost. It's lost ape coin. Third up, we got the Board Brewing Company, the Northerners, and they've got their Brew Fest happening actually next week. And shout out to Peter and the whole crew. I wish I could be there. Excited to see how that goes. A storytelling brand disguised as a beverage company, bridging the gap between Web3 and in real life. Again, congrats to Board Brewing Company. Next up, one of my absolute favorite businesses, groups that's started here in 2024, and that's Welcome Apes, a whole crew of amazing characters, some of my favorite apes in the space. And basically, they're aiming to onboard new members and make their club experience a positive one from the start. They've got spaces every single Wednesday. If you haven't checked it out now you should. Every single Wednesday at, I believe it's 5 p.m. EST. It's either 4 or 5 p.m. EST. I'll have to double check on that. But again, a great business, a great thing to bring in new members, make them feel welcome. They're doing a really great job of that. Next up, you got Ape Comms. Man, they've been grinding forever. Lost, Adventurous Ape, and Friends. Shout out to them. Tip of the cap to them. Built by Ape community for better communication, awareness, participation, education. And they got established in 2022. Actually, just like us. That's when we were established too. And so they do a lot, obviously focused on Apecoin and hosting spaces. They do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday spaces. And then during election season, I think you can pretty much get a space whenever you want. So shout out to them. They're doing amazing things, and they have been for a long time. Consistency is key. One of my favorite people, one of the nicest people in the club, hands down, Board Cuban. They open this, they've got multiple restaurants, but this one specifically, obviously featuring that amazing Halo ape. We love the Halos. First NFT-inspired restaurant in Miami, Florida, which mixes traditional Miami-style Cuban cuisine, but with a modern twist. Next time I'm down in Miami, got to go there. I just really, really like Board Cuban. He's such an awesome dude, like very, very nice and friendly dude. Next up, a good friend, Seo and Friends Chocolate. What's up? We love the chocolate. I've had entirely too much of Seo and Friends Chocolate. Experience the extraordinary universe of French chocolate where innovation and creativity converge, redefining chocolate from bean to bar. Again, they've got amazing flavors. His coffee and their coffee chocolate is probably my favorite chocolate maybe I've ever had. No joke. It's really freaking good. I like coffee. I'm not even like a chocolate maxi. It's just like, it's really, really good. And then the secret one that I like a lot is the potato chip one. It kind of reminds me of a high class Kit Kat bar is how I would describe it. This one looks fun though, the Lucky Charms. David, I think his name is David. Autistic, awesome individual doing, honestly, like just really impactful work in African communities. It's a non-for-profit organization, leverages Web3 to help reduce harm towards special needs, specifically individuals. Actually, a side note for that, when I started in the education field, I worked with special needs kids. I was a paraprofessional. And so basically, I would help them in the classroom and, again, make their lives a little bit easier. And so, like, to me, this is just like Bioautistic has been doing really great work for a long time. And so I love that he was on this list and what he's doing. Next up, a much newer one, Board Memes, a bunch of awesome apes that have been in the club for a long time. Memes are a string that binds the local social web. Board Memes' goal is to spread our Web3 culture far and wide through engaging and fun content. They've already been doing that. Next up, the Board In. They were established in 2023, providing NBA holders and other communities exclusive opportunities. Popple, NFT Hoarder, that whole crew doing, again, awesome work, uplifting NBA holders, giving them opportunities to get on spaces, feature them in newsletters, etc. And I'm sure there's going to be a bunch more. And that was 10. And so again, once, those individuals were announced, they had to make sure that if they weren't already, that they're in the Discord and that they could claim their role. But I just want to say, like, again, big shout out to Thank Ape. I am going to go in there in just a second, and we'll take a look at the website. If you haven't yet, if you don't know anything about Thank Ape and you want to get involved, I've lost audio. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Maybe just to the screen, which is fine. If you haven't gone in here yet, you should. You can connect your wallet. I'm not going to do that right now. But season 6, you can go into the season. And there's all kinds of ways. And here's the really, really cool thing. Shout out to anyone that wants to create, does some content creation. And if you know anything about me, I love content creation. I think content's key. There's like a bunch of ways you can go in here, design infographics on some of these BBAC, the things that we just listed, a business from Group 1. If you do an awesome infographic, you can get 35 Apecoin just for doing it. Super easy. Design an infographic featuring ape ecosystem business of your choice. There is so many through here. If you like to do threads, blog post, if you want to do unboxing, art piece. I mean, there is, a ton here. Create an unboxing with products. So maybe you want to go get some French chocolate, etc. Okay, I'm back. Good. I don't know, I've been lost in the ether. But again, this is really, really cool. If you haven't checked it out yet, you should. Thank Ape. Again, this is Thrive Protocol. It's thankape.com. You want to go into season 6. There's all kinds of things that you can do, which is extremely exciting. And so myself and all the guys that I work with, I collaborate with Board Media Group, we are hoping that we are on that list as well, and we're just waiting to see, again, if we're fortunate enough to receive that. It would be an awesome what will I say, foundation for what we want to do, because we want to actually do a lot more content. And that starts and includes this Fridays with Phil, or Friday Phil, and I should say. We want to just be much more present on the timeline, because there's always something to talk about. So we talked about Thank Ape. That was obviously a large section of tonight, because that was such a big deal. Next up, I did want to touch a little bit on Apecoin, specifically an Apechain. So again, if you've been living in Iraq, maybe you didn't know that there is a new layer 3 coming, Apechain, through Horizon Labs and Arbitrum. And it's being led really by Spencer, and I'll share his X account in case you're not following him. You should. So Spencer, blockchain, a really, really great guy, VP of ecosystem growth at Horizon, and again, working specifically on Apechain. His pin post even says, if you have any questions about it, hit him. DMs are open, and that's true. So again, if you're not following this, it's BlockchainZilla, at BlockchainZilla. And so we talk about Apechain, and I think the next big thing that I wanted to share was right here. So speaking of Apechain, Bam, who is a current special counsel member who's also running again, they announced this banana bill, which has been something they've been kind of teasing out. And it is a 100 million ape proposal with 2 initiatives. Number 1, a commercial agreements initiative to negotiate commercial agreements with projects, companies, protocols committed to building on Apechain. And number 2, a user incentives initiative to provide rewards for Apechain users. So right off the rip, this is something, 100 million ape feels like a lot, but what I'll say is it is absolutely imperative that Apecoin, the community, and other entities support the building on Apechain. You have to have reasons to have the best devs, the builders come there, and also people that want to be active and users. You want people to actually show up and use the chain. Otherwise, it's a ghost chain, which is no bueno. So first part, feel good about it. 100 million. So again, large portion of the DAO treasury would be earmarked for commercial use. Giving out grants, these funds will be used for commercial terms that support Apechain, specifically prioritizing sustainable network growth and returning revenue to the DAO and Apechain. All good things. Banana program will be overseen by a team of advisors, including leaders at Yuga Labs, Animoca, and more. And again, they've got a multitude of different skill sets, and we'll get into that in a little bit, because I would say that was the biggest hang up from most of the community, and I'll go through some of the that I was hearing on some different spaces and things I read. While 100 million ape is a large amount, it is necessary to attract top-notch projects and developers. Agreed. These will only be spent on deals with compelling business cases that bring net value to Apechain. So again, if you look at these, they've compared it to Arbitrum, Zai, Sandbox, Immutable, Scale, Myria, I don't know, and Avalanche. So again, if you look at the size of these, I mean, a lot of these, 500 million, that's craziness. Immutable, I mean, again, trying to make sure they've got money to go there. So, and then we're going to jump in to the banana bill, Ape Scotty Ape, and you can go into this information as well. It is just on the forum.apecoin.com. You can go search if you want to just search the banana bill, Ape Scotty Ape. It will show up. The authors are Bam. I don't know if that's Leprechaun with Ape, Apricon, BlockchainZilla, Bored Ape G, and Hazel. So 3 of the special counsel, and Spencer, BlockchainZilla. I don't know Apricon, but that doesn't really matter. Proposed, this is their proposed committee. Cameron comes from Yuga, he's a chief legal. Juan Kim is also the new-ish. He started this year, head of brand partnerships at Yuga. And then you get into other folks. So Captain Trippy is currently on the special counsel, and he is not running for re-election. So of them that is they proposed for that. And then they've got placeholders for an Animoca Brands rep and an industry leader, which in venture investment, gaming, and or commercial execution. And then a proposed strategic accounts manager. Horizon Labs will act as a strategic accounts manager. Their work will be led by Spencer. And then Tyler, I don't know this person. He's a CPA though. Yes. Proposed program facilitator, Full Moon Labs will act as that. Jordan Apricon, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, would be that person. So let's go a little bit further, because then you will see where the biggest conversations that I heard on the timeline was naturally right here. The advisory committee, this is per year. Yeah. So administrative budget here, 2 million $8 per year to be paid quarterly. And so basically, if you break it down, it was, I think, somewhere or approximately like $270K per person. And that's a lot. I mean, that's just a lot. It's not like some crazy thing I'm saying here. It's just a lot. And so the biggest thing that I heard on the timeline is that for that price, who, are these people that they've proposed? Are they, not that they're not great people, but are those like the high industry leaders that they're looking for? And so that was a lot of the conversation. Shout out to Coffee with Captain. There was a lot of people on there this morning just voicing their opinion, which is great, by the way. I think if you don't have opinions, if you don't have conversation out in the wild, then things never end up as good as they should. And so, man, $270K is a lot of money because it's an advisory role. So like, to me, it doesn't seem at all like a full-time gig. It's though it is super important. Like, it's extremely important that you have the right people there, because they're the ones that go and make these deals. They're the ones that make these partnerships and make things happen on Apechain. So that's like really, I actually think it's massively underrated. The pay is a lot. And so the conversation is, are those the people that the community believes? And that doesn't mean the community knows everything either. Also, the Yuga Labs employees will be working for free because they will not be taking that compensation. So it's not like they would be advising and making that 270, each. That's also sort of interesting. That makes me feel like it's very part-time. Like, they are there. Doesn't mean that they won't help, of course. Like, I love that Yuga's involved, by the way. Side note, thank you, Yuga, for being involved. Definitely matters for Apechain to succeed and Apecoin to get back on track. But it's just an interesting conversation. It's a lot of money, 100 million, Ape, that's a lot. But it is needed to build. And I am excited. I had an awesome conversation with Spencer. Shout out to him. And he was just so kind to meet with me, talk to me, etc. And it just felt like a good conversation. So I'm excited about the building. We'll definitely hear more, because that vote is, I think it's up in 7 days. It's like the fastest freaking AIP to ever hit the freaking waves. But nonetheless, that's kind of where we are with Apechain, specifically in the Apes Gotta Ape, which, again, great name, of course. Next up, let's talk a little bit. Just a slight conversation about Board Network. So again, we've been Board Media Group for almost a year. We've been doing Board TV for about 2 years. I think, at the end of this month, 2 years. And so we are wanting to expand and do more. Bottom line, like, that's the biggest thing. The TLDRs, we want to do more. And so here over the next month or so, I think we will be transitioning into Board Network and Co. We'll be bringing in some new friends. One of them being Other Guide Pro, Mr. Justin, one of my good friends in the space and just an awesome, consistent contributor to the space. And so we're looking to expand. We've had some really good conversations with people in the industry that we want to help cover, as well as potential partnerships. And so it's like just really exciting. Like, I've had a lot of really good calls. Yeah, spoiler alert. Whoopsie. If you're here on Friday fill-in, I'm filling you in. It's been a really, I'll get into that other stuff in a minute. It's actually been a horrible week for about a week and a half for me. But the stuff inside Web3 for me has been exciting, because I've had really good conversations with Spencer, with some other people that I won't name necessarily, but just giving good feedback on ideas of what Board Network can become, where we're headed, etc. because again, the goal is the ESPN of Yuga Labs, Apecoin DAO, and Apechain. And then, when we kill that, then who knows where it goes from there. And so that's exciting. Again, a lot of calls today, a lot of calls this week that were really just fun and exciting, because I can see the vision. We can see the vision, and it takes a really great group of people that are committed and consistent, and just good people that deliver quality. And so that includes, like, we're really, like, fingers and toes are all crossed. All my fingers and toes are crossed. My eyes are crossed that we get the Thank Ape proposal, because that will be like step one of being able to beef up our content. You'll see content every day, assuming and hoping that we get, honored with a Thank Ape grant, which we don't know yet. So if we get that, you'll see our content beef up in a big way. You'll see it become better too. Like, there's always things to get better with, and we've talked about that. And the idea is, number one, to have the best information on all three of those pillars, also be entertaining, be consistent, and for new people to Yuga Labs ecosystem, any of them, to Apecoin DAO or to Apechain, we want it to be a place where you can feel comfortable getting information and not feel overwhelmed. Secondly, if you're already here, if you're a crazy person like me and you love the space, it'll be the place that you want to make sure that you're tuned into and that you're reading up on, and maybe subscribing to a newsletter that we start, because you're not going to miss out on anything. There's going to be news there for you. It's going to be fun, engaging, and there's going to be ways for you to get involved too. And, like, I'm not going to spoil anything there, but there's a lot of creative ideas that we have of making sure people are getting involved and feeling like they're part of this journey with us, because we do feel like people that tune into our content are their family 100%. It might be corny, but the reality is, when you guys support us, it makes creating content even more fun. So we're trying to figure out ways to do that, and in a big way, just make Board Network a bigger thing. And then eventually we want to bring on more people that want to create content. And if we can peek down the line, maybe a year from now, the idea is, anytime you want to consume some content, and that could be written, that could be audio, podcast, that could be visual, short form or long form, medium form content, you should be able to go to us, our website, our YouTube channels, our social media channels. You should be able to go there and get your fill. No pun intended. But it's exciting. So that's a little sidebar, because I want to continue to talk more about Board Network, because it's been a dream for a minute, and it feels like it's becoming a little bit more like a reality. And so that's exciting. It's going to be a lot of work, of course, but we are up for the task, and we definitely love the space, and we love this specific niche. And so that's where we're focused. And you are going to see some changes also. Side note, we're going to do some stuff that's just on X, some live stuff that's just on X, but then we're also going to do some stuff that's just on YouTube, and some cross-platform stuff, because we want to make sure that we're hitting all of those algos, if that makes any sense. And so there will be times, and if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. If you're watching on X right now, you should go to our YouTube and subscribe, because that does help. And again, it does make a big difference. But again, our formatting will continue to evolve and change. But the best part is, you're going to get more entertainment. We have some fun ideas too that are super entertainment based, and you're going to get the best information guaranteed. Next up, man, a lot that we unpacked on Wednesday on Board TV, specifically with Faraway. And so let's get into a little bit more on that. And I'm going to go on a slight tangent, minute or two monologue, and then we'll pull up some information, some images, etc. I think after all the dust settled, I think most people understand why Faraway is doing what they're doing, and creating the lands that basically open up the player base in a large way, so that heavy metals can get to playing on season 4, so that new players can come in and pay $5 to $20 to go in and play the game. Because at the end of the day, they're a gaming company looking to expand, and that's what we should want too. Like, as a fan of Faraway, as a fan of that entire team, I want them to succeed. I want them to create awesome experiences. Like, you're telling me if they don't create awesome games, that won't be good for us also? Like, we'll freaking do all kinds of content in it. We'll share our streams, etc. That'll be a ton of fun. And so I think once the dust settled, people started to understand that Faraway is not some big bad wolf. They're actually here to build. And so that's exciting. Also, if you haven't yet, you still have time. Get in that freaking Discord. Shout out to Justin, as always. Fuck It Friday today, he's giving out, as in Spencer, the freaking crazy Everyday Zucchini is giving out this amazing code tomorrow. So check out the Discord if you haven't yet, discord.gg/faraway, and get in there, enter. Why not? Also, a lot of great sentiment. Hey, shout out to these amazing sons of these MFers, I should say. Look at these buttes. Woo! Woo, man. The art, we love the art. 100%. It is an insane giveaway, J-Dunk. Yo, insane giveaway. Shout out to Spencer. And then OG General, salute to you. These look beautiful. The art is really, really cool. It's really good. And then let's go back down slightly once again. So again, going to talk briefly about this. So again, once the dust settled, I think people realize, yes, the art, it looks similar to other deeds. That kind of makes sense to me though, too. But then you heard a lot of just like nonsense takes as well, where people are saying like, oh, I have another deed, but now I can get a $20 version and do the same thing. Here's what I'm going to say. You hopefully when you were buying other deeds like I was, you were doing that as a play into the metaverse. And maybe that was because you wanted to create a game experience for other people and you wanted to monetize it. Or maybe you wanted to host content or do like TED Talk type stuff in the metaverse on your land. Or maybe you're just hoping that once the Yuga specific experience get going, your artifacts, your oh god, not sediment, but also your sediment, but also oh my goodness, the different types of land and things that resources. Wow, couldn't think of the word resources. It's Friday. Your different resources, that those will matter for crafting, etc., making different artifacts, maybe being able to sell that. And who knows what that looks like, but I think that's why you should have bought another deed. The lands specific for Faraway have nothing to do with that. They have nothing to do with that. And so people losing their minds over that was a little bit crazy to me. You can be disappointed that other deeds, now their only value, which is right now, as we stand on June 14th, really their main value is in LOTM, but that is not the long-term play. It is not. If that's the long-term play, is that you just wanted to play LOTM, and by the way, I like LOTM, that would be not great. So other deeds, hopefully starting this summer, July, August, we'll start to see some more of this creation from the ODK. You've seen a ton of visuals, specifically from 10KTF, that's teasing that out, that we've got amazing builders getting to mess around with the ODK, build some stuff, F around and find out. And that means that soon we'll be able to see some of their creations. Also, with Project Dragon, we'll be able to see what is possible with an amazing world that's built out. So my point would be, if you don't want to buy the lands from Faraway, you don't need to. If you're upset that, your LOTM other deeds are now, not as valuable because people don't need to buy them from you, you can still sell them. The long-term vision, is in the other side, in the metaverse. Yeah, and J-Dunk, this is exactly right. You can't be mad at Faraway for building. That's the key. So what we need, and we said this on Wednesday, I said this on Wednesday specifically, we need more information on other deeds as soon as possible. It doesn't need to be everything, but we need to start understanding the mechanics that will be possible on the other side. That's my biggest thing that I'm waiting for, is just some information drip. Of course, would I love like a 150-page Bible of other side? 100%. But let's just start with some information, because that's actually why you should be maybe frustrated or disappointed in this moment. Faraway, they need to build out and scale their games, right? Like they want to do awesome experiences, and that's great. I think they are going to kill it. I hope they kill it. But now it's up to Yuga, and other side team, and I know they're grinding. I'm so bullish on all things Yuga, specifically 2024. We are back in the captain's chair, aka Garga. I am like super bullish. Floor price, I don't care. I'm super bullish because like I can just see that they're back in the right lane. But 2023 was disappointing 100%. And so it feels like, obviously, maybe not obviously, but it feels like there was some lost time. I feel like there's some lost time because of 2023 and the way things were being run. That is over now, though. That is over. And so I'm looking ahead and I'm really excited about what Yuga's doing. But again, we need some information eventually just to understand. We know what other side is. Obviously, the metaverse. You're going to be able to build experiences. They've said that from the beginning. But let's get a little more information. Let's just get a little more information. Because otherwise, when people are in the dark, that's when they have to start speculating, or that's when they have to just start getting angry because they're in the dark completely. And then it's hard because then you're just holding something that now LOTM isn't, they're still going to play. Like I'm playing LOTM every day, by the way. I like LOTM. I think they're doing some cool things already, and I'm excited about season 4 too. But right now, it's up to Yuga now to kill Project Dragon. It needs to be awesome, and I think it will be. I think it's going to be a lot of fun in July. But then after that, there needs to be continual conversation. And those, like the board meetings that BAYC, the club gets, we need to continue to do those in other side. So other side board meetings once a month. And just once a month is great. And it doesn't have to be like some massive thing where you feel like you need to drop tons of alpha. But I think just little bits of information. Those gaming blog posts that they used to do, they can do that. Even if it's like once a month, even if it's every other week, whatever it is, once a month. If there's a little bit of drip of information, that will allow people to then actually make a game plan and start to understand and maybe start to dream again. Because let's just be real. People stopped dreaming because they're just frustrated. They're just burnt out. And again, that's just the way things are going. It's taking a long time. And to be fair, we should have known that, but we were all, myself 100% included, we were hoping for this to be much faster than it is. So super lit long term. Agreed. Kuzan, thanks for stopping by. Yes, please, to the information. And this, I think, is the most important thing. I truly believe that Yuga is going to kill it 100% long term. I truly believe that. I also believe Faraway is going to kill with the gaming sector on what they're doing with LOTM and the other things that heavy metal. Like I'm just to have some things going that I'm really honestly excited about. And so, and I'm not even a big gamer, but I just think fun experiences are important to the space. I'd much prefer that than the bullshit on the timeline right now. Let's just say that. I would much prefer some fun gaming experiences. The last thing is, and it kind of ties this all up, actually. Building in public is hard. Duh. Okay. This is not necessarily normal. Most companies that we support, also side tangent, people were like, someone commented on a post I made a couple weeks ago on like merch. Like, you're going to give them money again? And I was like, yeah, I probably will if I like the merch. Doesn't mean I'll buy it all. If it's another black hoodie, and I don't know, will I buy it again? By the way, this is the OG hoodie. It's freaking amazing. Okay. But my point is, for like your favorite sports team, do you still buy more gear? Do you buy tickets? Do you buy beers at the stadium that you go to watch the Broncos? I'm a Broncos fan. They suck. I know. Broncos play. Yeah, you still do. Do you buy, do you go to a concert of your favorite artist? Do you go buy their merch? Do you buy their recording? Yeah, you do. You support the things you enjoy. And so like, if you enjoy whatever the NFT or the artist or the protocol, whatever it is, like, yeah, like I don't see why that's a bad thing. And again, building in public is hard because people have much, dude, other guy, I might have one for you, but it'd be too big for you. It's an XL. But I do think I have one I could maybe give you. Building in public's hard because people like myself, especially on social medias, we can all have opinions that are instantly read actually by the people building. That's the thing that's crazy is I don't think people realize how active. I'm going to just use Yuga because that's what I'm most involved in by far. Man, the Yuga team reads what we say. Is not mean to scare you, by the way. I actually think the opposite. It should make you feel really dope that they care to read your post or watch your show on a Friday night or check out your stream or go into your space and just listen or play it back on replay. That happens all the time. I promise you that happens all the time. And so that is a good thing because they're always getting feedback. But I think people don't realize that they actually are always gathering feedback. I think a lot of people think they're just like out on a beach, like sipping pina coladas all day. I think that's what they think. My experience is they're working really, really hard to build. And because it's in public and because they're trying to share stuff as they go, sometimes it might feel like they haven't shared stuff in a while. And also in 2023, And they've admitted as much. They fucked it up. There wasn't enough information. It was in the dark, and then it was like not great experiences with heavy metal, etc. Dude, it's 2024. We got to turn that page and look ahead. The fact that you can like be in a group DM with Garga or Illa or Baron or Jet or all these people, that's craziness. That's crazy. That is absurd. And that they'll actually respond to some of your stuff. That's really cool. That's awesome. So that doesn't mean you can't share your opinion. You should. You should still share your opinion, good, bad, or indifferent. But just also realize they're working their ass off too. They are working their ass off too. And there's going to be mistakes. Building in public, guess what? You're going to see the mistakes way more than, I'll say, Apple. I like Apple. Apple and the shit that they build. Do you ever see it until it comes out? No. And then so guess what? There's still some times where you're like, why the hell did they do that? How stupid. But do I get to write to Apple and talk to them in a group DM? Is there an Apple group DM of the founder? No, there's not. There's not. So my point is, it is super cool in Web3 that it is building in public, number one. And number two, that you can actually reach out and have conversation with these people. That is super cool. Continue to do that. But when you have criticism, try to make it constructive. Always have a plan of action and realize it might not be done tomorrow. That's my little rant on building in public. Last piece. Yo, have some conviction in what you like. Whatever it is. I do not care. I'm not your mother, father, your grandma, or your granddad. But find some conviction and enjoy it. Whether that be being in Discord, whether that be creating content, whether that be hosting spaces, whether that be for a specific artist or a game or a NFT project. But have some conviction and don't be a sheep. We do not have to go through all the stupid meta that's on the timeline all the time. You don't have to do all of it. You can do some of it. That's cool. And if you make a bag, man, I hope you freaking retire off of it. I'm cheering for everybody to retire off all of the things. But find something that you really like and have some freaking conviction. Otherwise, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, what the fuck are you doing here? Okay. By the way, that conviction can be making money. That's cool too. Have conviction in it, double down and do it. That's my rant. Again, a salute to Thank Ape. Yes, J-Dunk. A salute to Thank Ape. A salute to Apechain. I'm really excited what Apechain is going to be. I have a positive mindset going in that it's going to do some really great things and that we're going to be able to build on that. If you're a builder, if you're a developer, you need to get there because there's going to be incentives and money, of course, for you to build. That's dope. Board Network, we're coming. We're going to be here. I promise you that. Faraway, let's support Faraway and what they're doing. They got big plans and big dreams too. Let's support and see what they can do. I think it's going to be great. And then also, building in public is tough. Support those builders that you love. I love Yuga Labs. I love Bored Ape Yacht Club. I love Apecoin DAO, even when it's kind of frustrating at times. Because, and I love what Apechain is going to be. I love what Faraway's doing. And all these other collections that are like real builders. Y'all are going to kill it. I believe that. I believe that. Hey, if I can ever help you, you can DM me at Fabaka31. Please reach out. If you ever want to come on a Friday fill-in and just shoot the shit with me, hit me up. I would love to have you on, and we can go through all the topics that I come up with that week. There's always something fun. I'm going to sign off with this. There are bigger things in life than the charts and the timeline. I promise you that. I had three deaths that are directly impacting me in the last 10 days. There are way bigger things in this life than this silly show that I'm hosting right now and the timeline. And that is why I implore you to try to be as positive as you can be. Doesn't mean you can't get frustrated. Doesn't mean you can't have a constructive criticism. You should do those things all the time. But hug your people. Call your people. If you haven't in a while, do it. I'm really bad at that. Sometimes I forget to call. Something else always comes up. Call your people, hug your people, because people are the real reason to get up every day. And so with that, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning into Friday Fill-In. I will not be back next Friday because I will be headed home for a funeral. but I will be back again the week following. And just know there's a lot of awesome things coming. I'm really, really excited. What Justin and I have been working on in the background and the conversations that we've been having. I could not be more bullish and excited about what Board Networking Company is going to be. And we hope that you support us in that endeavor. As always, I hope you have a freaking awesome weekend. Enjoy it. Touch some grass. Hug your people. With that, this was a Friday fill-in. Stay bored.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right?